don't know how I done it, but I did it, and it was 11 inches on one side, which is what it's supposed to be, and on the other is 10 and a half. How do you do that? How does one go a ½ inch exactly? I don't know. What's up, y'all? Welcome back. Let's jump into it. We got some panels to cut today. As I am getting the garage set up here, I will probably throw in a clip right here of me checking on the foam. I mentioned in the last video at the end of it there that I had to refoam it and refoil everything and do all that again because there was some gappage. I could stick my whole hand in there, honestly. And so we done that, checked on it a few times over the weekend. Looks good now. We added some weight to it to kind of keep it down. But yeah, I'll throw in that clip and catch you back in a sec. Alright, so just checking in on the foam. I did refoil it, spray it around the edges and whatnot, and I think the issue before was it was wet, so I couldn't put anything on it, you know. But this time it was dry, so instead of having it push up and out, I put my old rotors and some other weights on there to help weigh it down in the middle. That way it had to go up on the edges where it was at and where the gaps were, and things seem to have filled in very nicely. Down in there it's very nice, over in there is very nice, and down in here is very, very nice, and it is all dried and hardened. So yeah, that's just a little check-in. All right, we're all set up now. I did want to show you this. On the bottom of the battery bracket that we made, I cut out some more of that yoga mat, and I added a couple layers of that to like protect it. I don't know, I don't see why it would hurt. At least it has some cushion now, and at least the metal won't be grinding on the battery or rubbing on the battery. So got that taken care of. And then yeah, I think the first panel we'll cut is the front panel of the false floor, and get that in there, see how that looks, and yeah, get to cutting some stuff. Alright, first panel is cut. I wanted to do it in sections like that so it wasn't like so much weight on the edge of the table and all that kind of stuff. But got it cut out. Now I'm going to sand it a little bit to get it a little more smooth, a little closer to the line. And it looks like the sun is coming out, so I'm going to move this all outside because if not, I'm going to have dust on, everything in here. So it was raining a little bit ago, but it stopped now, so I'm going to move all this and then we will get back to more cutting. Okay, first things first, before I can fit this panel in here, I gotta get all this out. So let me do that real quick and we'll throw this panel in, see how much I gotta shave off, and go from there. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh yeah, that is nice and filled out in there. Perfect. That added weight really did help out a lot. Couldn't do it the first time, obviously, because it was all wet and soft. So that time, that really flattened it out and done a lot of good work. I am happy with that. I really kind of want to put the battery in there real quick just to see how it looks, because I'm excited. So I'm gonna do that real fast. Oh yeah, look at that. Perfect. Put the bracket over it, hold it in there. I might add some of that yoga mat to the insides of this thing too, just because. But heck yeah, man. I am so pleased. All right, now to this part. Let's put that panel in there, see how it fits right now, and see what I gotta do next. it is extremely tight. So I'm gonna have to shave a little more off. But, I mean, that looks solid right where it's at now. All right, we gave it a little trimmy trim. Now let's throw it in there and see if it fits. It should this time. The best part about it is the black paint I put on there, like the first couple videos. When I put it in there and it's too tight, it rubs the paint off, and so it shows on the wood where to sand it at. So that was helpful. And I am very aware that I do not have the right tools for this. It would be fantastic to have a saw on a table with straight cuts. I'm doing the best I can with what I have, and it's turning out all right. All right, here we go. Oh my God, that is perfect. Now I'm gonna put the riser on there and see where I need to mount that at, and then we can get the shelf cut out and throw that in there as well. Okay, so I'm gonna need to hack off a little bit of this, it looks like, because I would like for it to go. Actually, I need to check my measurements because I had this measured out how I wanted it. So let me do that real quick. Okay, so we got 2 3/4 in on this base plate. So let me get a tape measure and see if that's right. It's about 2 inches. So let me trim off a skosh from this and see if that works. All right, oh yeah, perfect. Now I'm gonna cut the shelf first, put that on top of this, put it right on the edge, and then see where I'm at, and then I can put it in there and I'll mark it and mount it right there. But that fits in there now, so cool. All right, got the shelf cut out. First test fit is, oh, I got a lot more to cut off. Wow, okay, well, that's fine. I'd rather have more to cut off than too much, and then I have to get a whole new piece, so. Oh yeah. In there like swimwear. And that should be plenty high enough for that. Put a piece behind it here, which it's kind of wedged, so I may need to sand off no, there we go. Perfect. We're gonna cut this big piece out right now, the back part of it, and that'll be it for the base plates. It'll be all in there. And then I can start looking towards mounting everything. Some screws, put it in there, mount it up. Not into the car, but into the wood. And then, yeah, we're moving right along. I am covered in sawdust, but it's fun. Okay, first design flaw. I don't know what was in my head to think that would work. Measuring it from one corner to the other exactly and cutting it in one piece, why it would go in there. I said it in the video before if I couldn't do this as one piece because it wouldn't fit in there and whatever. But for some reason my mind thought, nah, this piece will be fine. So here we are. So I am going to have to do a design switch, and let me think about it for a second and I will explain. I feel like an idiot, but I think I have a solution. The solution being, I kind of wanted, why do this with the bracket and everything if I'm going to cover it up? So I plan on putting like a ground hub right here. I'm going to cut out this and put a hub there. So I want that to be covered and all that stuff because it's not very nice to look at. But I think I'm going to cut it right here, and then I'm going to have the battery open, and then we'll have the panels match up here. it's gonna be wrapped anyway, but I'm trying to think of a way to cut this and it not look like ass. And I think that line right there may be the only option. I don't want to cut it in two pieces on each side of the spare tire wheel because, I don't know, it just seems like excessive to have three big pieces in there. But then again, it just hit me as I'm explaining this. That line being off center, and you could obviously see it in the wrapping and everything, that would drive me absolutely insane. So, what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna do a cut around this thing. We'll just do two separate sides and then one piece in the middle, which I can remove it and whatever. Yeah, we'll do something with that. All right, solution time. I did have this panel still, I just didn't have the side carpets. So technically it's the same kind of thing. I'll have a piece on this side, a piece on that side. I'm gonna lay this on the board. I'm gonna trace those lines, cut it out exactly to that curve, and that should work. The piece in the center should be able to come out and all that good stuff, and we should be good. Alright, so got them cut. I'm going to take this foil out and get this foam out and redo and get that all done. That way I can go ahead and start putting this stuff in here now. But trimmed up everything. Everything looks pretty good. Again, I need that material to know what my gaps are, where the panels meet up. But for now, we're doing pretty good. Alright, so the panels were a little bit off. Whenever I put the panels inside the car, you could tell they were kind of off a little bit. So I grabbed some clamps that I had, remembered I had actually, and clamped them together, sanded them down with the air sander, and now they are perfectly matched. So that should be excellent. Now that I've sanded those down quite a bit and made them like fit and look nice on each side, I'm probably going to have to take this bigger piece that I have extra and measure and lay them on there and trace the insides of them again and cut out a whole new centerpiece. But that's fine, no big deal. We are almost done cutting, and that is good news for me. Oh, that's what I'm talking about right there. Everything's in, that's how it looks. Let's get that riser mounted, put the shelf on, and go from there. Alright, I've drilled my pilot holes for the mount. I'm going to run some screws through there, and then I'm going to put this on there, and then it should wedge up in there. I'm just going to do the screws on these on the bottom because I don't plan on taking it on and off. But let me show what I'm going to use for the top, since I'll probably be removing that top shelf every once in a while to get to the fuses and all that kind of stuff. So I'll use these little threaded inserts on the top, and that'll give me the ability to run a screw or a bolt in and out as many times as I want to, and it will not strip out the hole and all that good stuff. So excited to try these, and yeah, let's get to mounting this thing on there. I'm also pretty excited about this countersunk drill bit. So I'm going to drill a little tiny countersink on the underside of this thing so the screws will sit flush to it. So I'll do that first and then run the screws through. It's a good thing I had the extra sheet of MDF board, because I just went to put the shelf on and I don't know how I done it, but I did it, and it was 11 inches on one side, which is what it's supposed to be, and on the other is 10 and a half. How do you do that? How does one go a half inch exactly? I don't know. But I did recut it. We got it in there now. Let's take a look at it, and yeah, it looks pretty good. Okay, so here's the shelf. That'll be the amp. The circuit breaker will be on this side, so that's going to reach just fine with the battery cable there. I probably have some more slack under the seat there somewhere, but that's going to be the shelf, and we are getting close to finalizing this. This black line right here is like throwing my vision off because they're exactly the same, but that line makes it look like it's like weird. I don't know, but they're the same. I promise. You saw it earlier. All right, that's gonna do it on this one. I think I got everything in there mocked up like I wanted to today. I wanted to get a little bit farther though. I wanted to get that plexiglass square cut out, but honestly, with everything having to recut that shelf and recut that centerpiece and figure out all that, that took up a lot more time than I had anticipated. But it's in there, looks super solid. I can't wait to wrap it in the carpet and get it all finalized and looking nice in there. Drop a comment down below on what you think so far. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Anything. Let me know. Be glad to hear it. Don't forget to do all the other YouTube things down there. You guys know how it goes. I hate that it works, but it does. Helps the channel out a bunch. So yeah, catch you next time. Bye.